Hey, what it do, y'all? What it do? What it do? It is showtime once again, showtime. Coming back at y'all from the mothership. Just want to talk about this topic. This is a continuation of something that I've talked about before. If you haven't checked out that previous live stream, I'll put the link to that live stream in the description section for those checking this out on the replay. Hey, what's good? Red pill in the wind. I'm gonna get you the moderator wrench once again. I see you coming back around. Good to see you once again. Hey, what's good, Brown Do Life? Always up in the building, always there. That's what's up. Yep, likewise, Unique. Good to see you once again as well. My voice might sound a little bit stuffy because I just ate some White Castle. Yes, I said it. Okay. Yeah, I've been on this physical journey, been doing a lot of things, uh been pretty much toning up my body. So got to get rid of the bad stuff, but in process, man, still eat like you want to eat. You just need to burn that off just as quick as you put it on. But yeah, make sure that you get rid of the old stuff that's still in your body that you haven't burnt off all these years, right? And that will redo your metabolism. I promise you. It works wonders. I speak from experience. Currently partaking in such things. Miraculous. So I'll just leave it at that. Okay. But I will also say, uh, for now, in the meantime, make sure that you grab your popcorn, nachos, hot dogs, and sodas. And for you vegan lovers, y'all know what to do. But make sure after this live stream is done with, maybe the next day, later in the day, for those checking this out on the replay, yeah, rest a little bit or go work out afterwards. Yeah, sometimes you just need fuel for the burn, right? Yeah. So, yeah, sometimes you just need fuel. I thought I had this my phone trying to do this right quick. Hate it when that happens. Oh well, there we go. Yeah, I gotta put my media. I forgot to turn my phone media volume down, but nevertheless, let's get off into tonight's topic. Don't want to waste no time. Yeah, this thing about her love credit score. I've talked about this before. Like I said, check this out on the replay. Check this out in the description section. The previous live stream to this one for those listening to this on a replay. Otherwise, everybody else. Yeah, if y'all don't know, let me see which playlist this is on. I think if I'm not mistaken, when it comes to in regards to her love credit score, let's see which playlist I talked about this. That way I don't want to tell y'all something and it's not there. Hey, what's good? I see you, Mike. What's up? What up? Yeah, hit that damn like button, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let me see which playlist this is in, and then that way we could get going. I think it is in my playlist titled yeah, live streams from yours truly. Yes, indeed. It is in that particular playlist. Live streams from yours truly. Make sure y'all check that out, okay? But yeah, her love credit score. This live stream means so much to me because this particular type of live stream, because there was so much that needs to be said about everything that's going on and the fact that there's not a lot of accountability out here amongst man and woman. But right now we're going to stick with the feminine side of this, right? So we're going to go there. And then, yes, I'll talk about the masculine side in regards to his love credit score. I'll talk about that. Okay. So got that planned. Just know it's in the works, not leaving the guys out. But this is not a tit for tat for those that be like, hey, it goes both ways. No, it goes both ways differently. Okay. So keep that in mind. All right, so I just want to pick up where I left off. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. Pick up where I left off with the previous live stream. All right. Well, it pretty much goes something like this. Like, I mean, we see what's going on with all this preference of dating and all this. No one's really courting. So therefore, no one's really supporting, right? And if you think about it, when it comes to credit, it's really more like support, right? You know, support you on your financial journey, whether good or bad. Still that support. You know, oftentimes you deal with creditors, it's a credit check. Most people are judgmental. It's getting harder to even find a place to live. You know, at one point it was almost impossible to get a car. You can get almost any car you want today, even a new one, because they're trying to have you switch over from old cars to new cars. Since everything they're trying to make everything electric, all these electric cars. So it's actually easier for you to get into a new car than a used car. But you know, when it comes to actually getting a place, somewhere to call home, they're getting harder to get, you know, to have a place called home. Housing has become just as cars were back in the day, harder to get because they run that credit check on you now when it comes to having a place. A lot of places won't accept you if you don't at least have a 600 credit score. Okay. So now apply that to love. Her credit score. Guys give a lot of girls credit who don't qualify. I won't say she doesn't deserve credit, but a lot of girls just don't qualify, right? And no pun intended, because I believe that if she believes, she can achieve. So no fingers pointing here, not being judgmental. I just want y'all to see the big picture. Whereas a lot of people, they talk in a way of where they're just not getting nowhere with their conversations. They're all talking about the problems. Maybe some of them do talk about solutions, but a lot of them are not proactive. And hopefully y'all see the difference between my content and their content. I'm not stuck on talking about problems, and I'm not even stuck on talking about solutions. I want to talk to y'all about how these solutions actually work. Because otherwise, I'm just being philosophical. Philosophical is cool, but there should be something done with that philosophy. Philosophy in action, being proactive. So this is, to me, the first time, if I can recall, anyone ever talking about this idea of her having a love credit score to really see about any type of accountability, right? People just say, oh, you know, girls don't like to be held accountable. Well, like, what do you mean by that? Like, specify. So this is it. Her love credit score. This helps a lot. Okay. Unique said good points about credit. Right on, right on, right on. I appreciate that. Then Brown Do Life said no accountability by design too on both genders. Woo-hoo. Just like the financial accountability isn't really there, especially like when you're young. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I was not financially literate coming out of high school. Okay. And there's a lot that I've learned about finances that maybe I could share with y'all one day. But I want to be a living example. I don't want to tell y'all something that hasn't worked for me. So things right now are working in progress. Notice I did not say a work in progress. I said working in progress. There's a difference. So once these things have showed a lot of fruition, I could talk more on these things. So in the future, who knows? Maybe I'll talk on these things in the future. I just see things different. I have to, because this system here is like a beast system. Okay. So this is not a system that a lot of us are familiar with financial wise. Like I said, I wasn't financially literate coming out of high school. I had to come to learn about a lot of things, but eventually I did. And it's starting to pay big dividends right now, each day at a time. Okay. You said, Brown Do Life, we're heading towards the social credit score here in America very soon too. Right. So it's going to take things to another level beyond just finances, right? Everything's going to another level. So think about how her love credit score could tie in with the social credit score, right? So check this out. For a lot of you gals that be doing that stuff online, trying to dress up like 304s, got 304 accounts on different websites, right? Whether it's the hub, get it? Or whether it's a site for fans or on the gram, people gonna look back at that. You can't get rid of that stuff. That stuff is there forever. Even if you delete it, it's still in the meta world. You can't get rid of it. So somebody could steal with their cybernetic ingenuity, use that against you. They can dig that up somehow, right? Maybe the UFOs light years away will pick up on those signals of how you was busting it wide open. And you try to hide that from your children now that they're around. And they want to know, Mom, how was it like for you growing up? See, me growing up and what a lot of people I know around my way had to be exposed to growing up, hearing was, yo, man, I heard like, yo, moms, man, I heard she was no good. Now, they can see it. The children can see it with no idea of access denied. Everything's open access. Just like the hub is open access. Yeah, they might have discrepancies of you got to be 18 and over. It's sad, but there's just open access for everything. And a lot of things people want to accuse pedophiles of doing, a lot of things on the internet that is open access is pedophilia in itself, right? But not to digress, just saying, right? This is going to add to the social credit score. So all I'm saying is be careful. Choose this day whom you may serve, literally. And I'm not just speaking religiously or biblically when I say that. I literally mean choose this day whom you may serve, who you're serving. Okay? Ladies, in regards to your love credit score, choose this day whom you may serve. You said unique. True as well about getting a rental. Yeah. And we're going to get more on that rental side. I see someone new in the building. Sugar Bum. Okay. Someone new. Good to see you for the first time. Good to see you for the first time. Hope you enjoy. All right. So let me put out a disclaimer. This is not a woman bashing live stream. I got to make that clear. Got to make that clear, especially nowadays. This is not a woman bashing live stream. I just want people to get the big picture of what's really going on. So if this don't apply to you, don't let it apply to you. That's even deeper because I know a content creator there's a content creator out there that likes to say, if it don't apply, let it fly. Well, I'll say, if it doesn't apply to you, don't let it apply to you. Get my drift? You said, unique philosophical mentality and practical mentality. Exactly. Yeah. You know, Mike, we finna go in. We just getting started. Yeah. You said unique. Geez, hackers can hack on 304s and cyber underground of the dark web. Yeah. Yeah, they've been doing that since like the days of when the first Macintosh computer came out. Like, yeah. And you said picture speaks 1,000 words. Even the videos probably speak 1,000,000 words. Ooh. Yeah. Let's go. Let me get a sip of this H2O. Right? Let's go. You said Brown do life. Yep. Leave the bashing to the many channels that are in it for the money. Right. And it's kind of funny. You mentioned that, Brown do life. I'm actually getting close to being monetized. So how am I going to be monetized as a channel? How am I going to be monetized as a channel if I'm bashing women? See? They don't get that. Let's go. See, a lot of these people that do bash women, the only reason why they still getting money because they're a big channel and they got a following that can just pay them through a third party, if you will, outside of getting cash. Let me see. what they call that? Super chat. Yeah, they got other means of getting paid, if not through a super chat. You dig? You know. But let's go. Let's go. Let's get ready. Yeah. So first thing I want to talk about is let's do this here. I just kind of want to randomly talk about some things to kind of get y'all gelling on this idea of her love credit score. So, ladies, up in the score. Now, we're not talking about bodies, okay? I think I mentioned this in the previous live stream, but if not, I'll talk about it here for sure. You know, it's not about up in the score like bodies. You know, guys on the block talking about up in the score on the ops because basically they shooting it out. You know, putting many dudes in body bags. So, ladies, it's not about upping the score on bodies that you bag, or many bodies that you with for the bag, or for the dudes' bags, right? That's not what this is about. You want to up the score on your value to a man, okay? Because you know a lot of guys nowadays they look at gals as like worthless, like they only see them for one thing. Now a lot of guys, not all guys. So obviously I'm not one of those guys because I'm talking differently. I'm not here saying, hey, these gals are only good for one thing, and that's all they're good for. You can't take them seriously. Pump and dump them, man. You can't be serious with them. There's no commitment with them. So you just gotta do what you do with them, right? That's not what I'm saying here. Now, of course, y'all my witnesses. People like to do sound bites, right? So y'all know I didn't say anything that other people would try to think I said, right? No, we're saying that that's how a lot of guys, whether online or offline, they look at gals a certain way, whether it's based on their experiences, their background, their upbringing, whatever, right? Uh, but I can say this though. I will say this, and I'm gonna have to kind of do this again in a different way. Well, for you 304s, not the real women, but the typical females that need to work on your score. You call a man boring, but you still trying to ask for a raise. Yet, the way you were born and raised makes you boring. There's a lot to say to that, you know, because some gals, they should be humble given the way a lot of them were born and raised. And you shouldn't be trying to treat a man as boring, but you're still only around him to get a raise. Get it? Uh, you're looking at who he is, and he could easily judge you for who you were. That's affecting who you are now, right? So her love credit score kind of highlights these things. But what I'm doing is just offering to a lot of the feminine a way you can better yourself, up your score, not on the bodies, but with somebody. Get it? You said unique. Yeah, because YouTube is censoring a lot of words and topics. Facts, facts, facts. Yeah, you got to really think about what you're saying. Uh, but yeah, out here they got things online about how to check your credit score for free without penalty. Now, I say with a lot of the feminine, they ain't trying to check on their score when it comes to men because they know that there's still a simp out there that'll take them on the way they are, the way they act, the way they talk, the way they walk, right? They ain't checking on their score. They ain't trying to look back and be like, yo, I need to do things different if I want a different result. A lot of gals actually do things worse and they get even more results because there's always a guy out there who just wants to lay up with her. He ain't trying to stay up with her. He just trying to lay up with her. Ladies, the man that's trying to stay up with you and not just trying to lay up with you, he is actually trying to look at how you're trying to better yourself. So don't take it the wrong way with a certain man that wants to see you better. Not that he's trying to change you, right? He just wants to make you better for him, better around him as the way you are. Get it? So when the Bible speak on Adam finally running into his rib, he didn't have to make that rib better. That's the way it became, right? Meaning that he went into a deep sleep and he woke up and then he saw what? The bone of his bone, flesh of his flesh. So ladies, you eventually become the embodiment of what that man envisions in regards to the type of woman that needs to be in his life. And if you really love him, you'll be trying to say, hey, I can be that type of woman for you. What do you think that people do when they're trying to get a car or get a job or get a place, regardless of the way that life was back in the day? And they're really being honest. We're not talking about liars. We're talking about honest people. You want to say, hey, I know things have been a certain way, but I'm going to do better this time, right? I'm just saying, checking that score without penalty. See, for a real woman or a real female that's wanting to be a real woman in a man's life, she just wants to know that she can get right with him without set penalties. The minute she feels that there's some penalty, she's going to run quicker than you can say run. Now, men have their things about gals that they feel are red flags that makes them run, or at least they're told to run, but he likes to box so much he ain't gonna run away from her that fast, right? But nevertheless, but a gal, she might feel like she wants to run just simply because he don't want to really take her serious, or maybe he just overthought about her. He didn't really give it a shot. But see, that's the thing, ladies. You just make the situation better. If it's by some chance you fall short, be quick to apologize or be apologetic. Let him know you don't mean no harm and you want to make things right. Kind of like with somebody that skips on a payment. You've been approved. Even though you had a low score, you still got approved, but you might slip up on a payment or two. Let them know, hey, I'm going to double up on this payment, or I'm going to make sure I pay at this set day or time. I'm going to make sure that I be more consistent going forward. Heck, I'll even try to pay off most of the balance on whatever this loan is or whatever this car payment is going forward. I'm going to let you know I'm doing things better this time. So, ladies, there are ways you can improve yourself with a man while acknowledging that at some point, yeah, it wasn't right for me at first, but I'm getting it right now, and I'm gonna be right with you, baby. I'm gonna be right by your side. I'm gonna be your rib. I'm gonna be the bone of your bone, flesh of your flesh, sir. You know what I'm saying? Like, say that to him, ladies. You gotta talk like that. That's a language that man understands, and you'll understand his language in regards to just him saying, "Hey, I'm gonna work with you like you working with me." The way you work with him, ladies, is just make things easier, make things peaceful around him. And he'll work with you by supporting you just because you're being supportive with him. It's reciprocal. See what I'm saying? So I'm really speaking on her love credit score in a reciprocal way. Unique said, love credit score decrease with the feminine is being too judgmental. Yeah, yeah. If yeah, he kicks her while she's down type of thing. Like, even though a lot of gals are at an all-time low, I'm just being honest, a lot of them are at an all-time low in regards to a compatibility, to bonding. It's very important that a man don't kick a lot of these gals while they're down, right? Don't be too much having unrealistic expectations, as well as having an unrealistic reality. Because what's going on? It goes back to what I said about those that want to get a place. Now you got to at least have a 600 credit score just to rent out a lot of places in the United States. Because I'm speaking from the United States for those that are international checking out this live stream. Yeah, you got to have a 600 credit score in a lot of places nowadays just to rent an apartment. That's where it's at. And it's like, come on, realistically speaking, a lot of people don't necessarily have a 600 credit score. Yet he or she might make more money. He or she might make, excuse me, he or she might make more money than a lot of people at that apartment complex, right? They might make more money, but because of their credit score. So that's why some people have figured out, hey, I ain't got the credit, I got the cash. You want it or not? Money talks, right? In this type of world. So, ladies, check this out. Let's say your credit ain't right, but money talks. Well, your credit ain't right, but honey talks, right? But I don't speak in a sense of being transactional. I didn't say, hey, your love credit scoring right, sweetie. Money talks too. No, I said honey talks. So being nice, kind, and sweet. Okay. Being honest. Now, there's deception. Some gals try to come off sweet, but they're not. Yet you got this very low credit score about yourself in regards to love. You said unique. Love credit score decreases with the feminine is lying or not being upfront about their relationship status with a man. Facts. That's true. That is very true. Speaking of, so it's cool how that rolled in, right? With everything I just said. That's awesome. You also said unique. Love credit score increase with the feminine is reciprocation, communication, understanding, consistency. Yes. And also unwavering intimacy. Ooh, unwavering, right? During the times when, hey, the days aren't always sunny. Sometimes they're gray. You know what I mean? Hey, you already know, Mike. You dig? You already know. Going in. Let's get it. We going in. Let's go. Let's go. You said also unique. No, I meant the feminine is being too judgmental, which is a way for her. Oh yeah, facts. That too. That too. But hopefully also you got what I meant about the judgmental side of some guys that have unrealistic realities about a lot of these feminine, right? So, but yes, also what you said too, that's facts. You know, you was just correcting me on something you just mentioned. So yeah, that's all both things are true, whether the guy's being too judgmental because he's just sometimes unrealistic, or she's being too judgmental just based on just her being a certain way, right? Her basically double standards and being hypocritical. Yeah, you say a lot about people, you talk a lot about whatever a person is, and it's like you got issues of your own. You should be coming to that man more humble. Don't make him think that your don't stink when it really does, right? A lot of gals do that, right? I'd rather a girl come to me that's broken than a girl that comes to me looking like she's all fixed up. Nah, I don't want a patchwork type of a gal. I don't want a gal that looks all pristine. I want her to have some scars. I want to see what I can work with here. Yeah, those are two things. That's what makes a work of art, fellas. So there's no in between when it comes to the feminine, right? Kind of like this, right? Look, they talk about with credit score, they don't accept you if you have no credit. And a lot of places hardly accept you if you have low credit. I guess if we think about this in regards to love, yeah, her credit is good if she starts from scratch. You could paint a picture on that canvas. You could kind of see how you want this to go with her, right? Kind of like the young gal, maybe the one that's been untouched, something like that, right? But it could still be a work of art with a gal that has been touched, but she's been touched the wrong way, meaning that she just haven't had the right person appreciate the canvas that she is to really paint a good picture on her, paint a good picture about her, paint a good picture with her included, making her your Mona Lisa, fellas. Make her that work of art that she never had the chance of being. Make her truly experience cosmosis. So yes, work of arts can be done in different ways, whether she has some blemish or no blemish. But at least by your hand, she knows that it was finished by this man. His signature is on me. He's the artist of my body. Nobody has illustrated me in this way. And think, ladies, the people that don't love you, the people that don't love you, the guy that don't love you, look at this. You know how there's that same that statement of, man, they trying to paint me out to be this type of person. See, paint, get it, paint, try to paint you out to be a certain type of person that you're not. Get it? And we talk about this. You're in the early stages of courting a guy. You might even say those same words. I'm tired of people painting me out to be this type of person. I'm not like that, right? So we just talking. Her love credit score. Ladies, at the same time you say that, you have to also understand that this guy that actually loves you and wants to love you, he's more like Bob Ross. Even though behind the scenes they say that Bob Ross, he seemed peaceful on camera. They say Bob Ross was peaceful on camera, but off camera he was kind of like tormented, had a lot of turmoil, or he was finicky. Like, I don't know, somebody tell me the history on Bob Ross. They said he was the opposite of the peaceful guy that he was on camera. Let me know. Kind of like the dude Curly off's Three Stooges. He was the funniest dude on the Three Stooges. Certainly, you know, Curly, all Three Stooges. He was the funniest dude, but they say off camera he was very temperamental. But I'm just saying, this guy in front of you, ladies, he's not going to give you a false persona. He's peaceful with you, in front of you, behind the scenes, behind your back too. He's peaceful, right? And he's wanting to paint you good. He's not trying to paint you bad. He's not trying to paint you out to be a bad person. So there's the thing, ladies, even though you might come to this man talking about how people have painted you out to be this way, let this man show you how he wants to paint you, right? He's trying to paint you a different way. He wants to paint that credit score on you to be even better, but you have to come to him wanting better. There might be some things he might bring to your attention you might not want to hear, or you might not even agree with, but you have to trust his judgment. And I'm going to be humble enough to say, yes, I'm going to be even humble enough to say, not necessarily his better judgment. And what I mean by judgment in this case is not from the sense of being judgmental. It's more or less just the direction of things. So maybe that's what I need to say, not merely just the word judgment, because over here I don't even like to say dominate. Like I believe that over here I don't talk about dominating a woman. I talk about directing a woman. So ladies, instead of me saying you just trust his better judgment, I just said that I won't even say that. I won't say that. I won't say that you trust his better judgment. You just trust his judgment. Now I take it a step further. Ladies, you just trust his direction. Not saying it's a better direction, but it's his direction, directing, captain, ship, relating to the ship. He's trying to relate to you. You know, people don't understand what true relationship means. It means a man relating to a woman. Relationship, relating to the ship. What does this mean about her relating to him? Relationship. It doesn't say relation captain. Ooh. That's for another conversation though. Not tonight. Not tonight. I don't want to hit y'all with too much. But we going in. We going in. Mike said it. Mike said it. Let's go. You said unique. Some places will still deny you if you have the cash, like you can't even pay 6 to 12 months of rent because the company still want the 600 or higher credit score, which is ridiculous. Facts. And that's crazy. So that's like, you know, check this out, unique. Let's say you're willing to just say, hey, look, I don't know, you probably have a stigma about certain things about a woman, whether you don't like her to have children already, you don't like her to have this about her, this attitude or whatever, you know, my background, my culture, my religion, my spiritual, whatever. But I like you and I want to be a woman in your life. I'm willing to do whatever it takes, you know, like I can be of good assistance to you. Like I really want to grow more with you. Like you actually start telling the man this, and you shouldn't have to like feel like you got to plead to a man like that. But a lot of times it seems that way. It depends, right? Depends on the situation. And he'll say, nah, I'm good. I'm good. And then he'll walk off. There's a lot of that happening. There's a lot more of that that's going to happen, especially with the soft girl era. Now, I'm not saying that every girl is going to fall into this category. I believe that there's a lot of girls that do have redeeming qualities, but there are a lot of girls out here that are just basically dreaming. You know what I mean? Y'all just dreaming. And you're going to have a lot of these guys, no matter how much you try to put up this front, he's gonna be like, you are not being up front, you just fronting like I'm good. No, I'm good. There's gonna be a lot of that happening. If a guy can't say it, he'll just stay away from a lot of gals. And we've seen a lot of this now, right? So so that's that thin line right there. I won't say necessarily gray area, but definitely a thin line, because maybe she could have been good. I just say more or less, gals with redeeming qualities, give them a shot. But you know, a man needs to know she has redeeming qualities. What a lot of guys are doing, they're just setting things to default because they're not trying to play the game or be part of the game. So they're just resetting everything to default. Like, oh, I just don't want to do it. No, I'm good. I'm good. I already see that. Whatever. I don't like a lot of look. I gotta. Yeah, I do have a stigma. You could say I have a stigma about a lot of you gals. I'm good. You know. You know, that's what a lot of guys are, you know, especially with a lot of this content, but we see it out here even depending on where you go in the world, you know, with the internet. We see a lot of guys starting to resort to just this default mindset about the feminine, right? and have fault. They you know, default. Hey, it's your fault, girl. Yeah, it's your fault. Default, right? Whatever that fault is, right? But it's like a fault, like an earthquake, right? Fault line, right? Cracks. Seeing these cracks. Whew, but it's deep. We can go deeper in this, and he's thinking he sees cracks in her. But see, she came that way, right? But you're trying to make the crack worse. Like, man, we can go deep in this. We can go deep, but I don't want to go too heavy. You said unique. Yes, I definitely understood what you meant in regards to a man being too judgmental as well. Yeah. And then let's see. Yeah, there's definitely a lot more going on here. Definitely a lot going on that we could continue to talk about. And I just got started. We just halfway into this live stream. So there's a lot that is being discussed. There's a lot of things that are disgusting out here. But we're trying to clear it up with this particular live stream, right? So let's kind of get more into some of the meat of what I'm talking about with this love credit score. Like I said, check out the previous live stream that I did to this one. For those checking this out on the replay, look in the description section. And also, for those that are checking this out right now, y'all in the clouds, y'all in the chat, go to my live stream titled go to my playlist titled Live Streams from Yours Truly, okay? But ladies, it's about increasing your score for more, right? Based on what I've just said before or earlier within this live stream. But most still choose to be a whore. And it's just like, yo, well, why you got to be that way for? You know, a true 304. You want to know how? Given how quick she is to move on to the next relationship or marriage. You got girls out here, I won't even say names, but there's a lot of stars. We're just going to say stars. The P stars, if y'all know what I'm talking about. The P stars. Yeah, doing these adult flicks, these P stars. Some of them have been known to monkey branch, as they call it out in the manosphere per se. But I just want to get to the point in regards to what that actually means. She's parasitic, okay? Given how quick she's able to or wants to move on to the next guy, the next relationship or marriage. That's 304 tactics. That's 304 mentality, okay? That's a whore. It is what it is. They say 304, but that's really, you know, not truly what it means. It's just whoredoms, okay? It's whoredoms, right? That's because, you know, in regards to a gal like that, being a 304, quick to move on to the next relationship or marriage, that's because they know they have the sexual freedom to do such a thing in these times, you know, given modern day movements, the liberalism, leftists, Me Too, a lot of the feminazi stuff that's going on, if you will. A lot of that's what's going on. So a lot of these girls got that sexual freedom and liberation. Fellas, quit giving a lot of those type of chicks freedom. You enable a lot of their behavior, and a lot of times you guys reward a lot of gals like that. Like, you look at these gals like a buy here, pay here lot. You don't see this in the credit world, you know. You don't see a lot of that. Okay. No one truly has financial freedom like that, given that there's always someone out there wanting to check up on your credit score. Yeah, Brown do life, the supposed sexual freedom that is, right? Exactly. The supposed sexual freedom. And these places that know that they could check up on your credit score, they got every right not to approve you of these things. They don't have to show any interest, no matter how you try to plead your case. How you feel like, yo, I just need a shot. You had your shot. No, you had it. So a lot of this in regards to her love credit score, a lot of these girls had a shot. and they didn't what give it all they got. So that's the thing for you ladies that have redemptive qualities. It's time for you to give it all you got now in a reciprocal way. Okay. You want your shot. Now it's time for you to give it all you got to the right man, not the typical male, because that's what's been going on. You have not been around a real man before. Okay. So I understand this in regards to her love credit score. It's really her chance and opportunity now to actually be with a real man because she's never what had that before. You said, Brown, do life keep the man and women controlled through weaponized sex? Facts. Phew. All right. You said, Unique, what's the difference between the hoe and the whore? Ha. So we're going to keep this kind of PG for YouTube, right? So we're just going to say what's the difference between the gal out there, the lady of the night, the one actually out there making money, the lady of the night, if you know who I'm talking about, and the 304, the whoredom. Okay. So in regards to the hoe and the whore, so the hoe is the lady of the night making the money, and the whore is the 304, right? So just to further answer your question, okay, the hoe is, yeah, she the one that's out there making money to do what she do, and the whore being a 304, she's just basically the infidel, the unfaithful one, right? The one that's not that committed, the one that's quick to move on, the one that's quick to, you know, stop talking to a man, go on to the next guy. She's got many guys on her phone, she's got a guy for every different reason. That man ain't around, she's got another man to do what needs to be done, whether sexually, physically, mentally, financially, emotionally, utilitarian reasons, fixing things in the house, stuff like that. There's a man for every occasion. That type of whore, that 304, right? So you said it's unique. So basically, one makes money and the other just hopping on ding dongs. Yeah, ding dongs and wing wongs. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So, yep, that's it right there. Also, unique emotions plus vulnerability. That's the real intimacy. That's the real intimacy. That's what's missing. And that can help increase a lot of a woman's or prospective woman's love credit scores, understanding the importance of intimacy. Now, financial literacy is similar. It's merely just a lot of emotional investments, but with the certain logic of understanding your financial position, not your current financial position, but where you want to be. And that will help you get in the right stance financially because you have a lot of things you want to do in your life. You don't want to feel like you're going to owe anybody all your life, but you look at where your position's at, like where you want to be. So you start to shoot yourself towards these different things you want to accomplish financially within a certain period of time. You're like, hey, I want to have this. I want to have that. Y'all hear all these get rich quick videos out here on YouTube all the time. Like, you could actually make $100,000 in 3 months if you saved up at least $100 every 3 weeks or something, right? They talk like that. So just giving y'all somewhat of an idea. Ladies, something can be similar and simpler for y'all. Like if you have a certain idea of the type of man you want to be, let's say you want to work on your etiquette, maybe say less bad words. Maybe you can, instead of saying less bad words, learn a better word every day. Just go into the dictionary and literally learn a new word every day. That helps, right? And then listen to someone like me. Learn some new things as far as certain words, that can help you with certain vocabularies, and that can, get you a long way as far as just communicating with the man, right? So that's that. So yeah. And then you said also unique, yeah, cultivation plus direction, that's equal evolving. Yeah, things evolving, not revolving. Revolving is kind of like cultivation minus direction, right? So I was also thinking about saying this. Tumors are growth on things that aren't growing. That part. Keep that in mind, y'all. Even blood clots. The boom clot, the blood clots, man, Rascot. Let me stop. I'm not Jamaican, okay? I'm not Jamaican. I'm faking the Jamaican right now. Yeah. You said also unique. People got to learn how to take the good traits with the bad traits because people are being too judgmental due to past relationships, and now they aren't open-minded and optimistic about the new person. Right? Exactly. So it's yeah, on both ends. The guy that wants to settle the score or set the score, if you will, with the feminine, and the feminine that actually wants to have a better score. Like both are coming into the conversation without realistic. Uh, uh, Observations. I won't necessarily say expectations, but observations. Like, yeah, I mean, we got to actually gel. We got to flow like water with this. I have some things that I know I can better myself at, and like I could help things better with you, like with what you got going on. To make us both prosperous. Like, a lot of these car dealerships aren't selling a lot of cars. Some of them aren't, but some of them now are because they're like, hey, yeah, we got kind of adjust this whole credit score thing. Maybe it's too much. Maybe it's too harsh. It's not giving enough people an opportunity to jump in one of our cars. And guess what? That means we lose money, right? The housing market hasn't realized this, and they wonder why that all these houses are starting to flop. Maybe you should give more people an opportunity to get a home instead of making mini houses. Not just mini houses, but mini houses. Get it? Like people are just so backwards nowadays. Yeah, 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 exactly. Unique. Yeah, the guys setting certain standards to default and reset with a lot of the gals. Yeah, a lot of them are. That's what we see. Do we not see this? We see this. We see this going on. We see a lot of this going on, right? But like I said, a lot of the feminine, they do have redemptive qualities. I'm not going to be here telling y'all that a lot of the feminine don't have redemptive qualities. I mean, part of her nature is, you know, still has some masculine there, like, based on the yin and the yang. So there has to be a part of her that just logically wants to get better, despite maybe a lot of her emotion that has overtook her in a lot of situations. There's going to be a part of her that realized, you know what? I got to get better. Now, you do have some gals that just never get better. That's that, right? And there are a lot of gals that just want to live in the muddy waters. They want to be pigs waddling in the muddy water, right? But there are some gals that want to get out of that filth, right? And you'll know it. You'll know it. She's the type that actually has a lot of guilt to a lot that she's done. She don't need a man telling her how messed up her life is. She'll be the type to probably be like, "Yeah, I'm pretty jacked up, but I do want to make things right, and I actually like this man, and I want to be the right type of gal for him." Like she's that type of gal, right? She sometimes feel like she's not good enough for that man, right? So she's also that type, but you just have to continue to be the peaceful Bob Ross with the paintbrush, fellas, and be like, "Hey, I'm not trying to paint you out to be this type of bad person. We can That's here nor there. Let's just work up some things, maybe crunch some numbers in, figure of speech, and we'll just move forward, right?" So but yes, there are redemptions and yes, there are exceptions. But one must be discerning things financially and sexually. Therefore, fellas, don't just let a female show up that could destroy your integrity. Yes, don't just let a female show up that could destroy your integrity, given that her score of love is outlandishly low, and slow. She's slow to improve her score. Mm. Not just because of her lack of consistency. Like she'll have her credit score up to 500 to 600, then she'll take it back down to a 4. As you can see, it's just holding back her progress. Every step she takes forward, she'll relapse and go 500 to 700 steps back. You see? So ladies, a female like that will also put you in what I like to call a love depth. So you got to be careful of who you surround yourself with, ladies. If you're trying to improve your love credit score, don't be around gals who got a low credit score of their own. If they're not married if they're not courting a man that they're going to marry, not a man that they don't know they're going to marry. Okay. And of course, I see marriage in a very unique way, not just in the way of how they talk about signing papers and stuff. I'm just saying, like, you know, real marriage is deeper than just a piece of paper, but nevertheless, you know, uh, just ladies, don't be around gals that basically don't have a man in their life, and they're trying to give you advice about men. Okay, because there's a difference, and I think that's what's been a mixed bag as of late, especially in regards to a lot of the feminine narratives. A lot of gals, they speak from a place of not having a man in their life, and they put that upon gals that have men in their life, or gals that actually want to have a man in their life. And they're putting all these toxins in their mind, making them look at men differently, so that when they actually get around a real man, they don't talk to him differently, right? And I thought she was trying to better herself for this credit score increase that works on cosmosis, symbiosis, and intimacy, as Unique just put in the chat, right? Like, there's so much to put out here in regards to that. And hopefully this is really resonate to somebody, okay? Okay. Um, like I said, ladies, a female like that would put you in what I call a love debt. And in this case, there's not enough that particular female wants to do to get out of that debt, that love debt. There's a lot she just don't want to do. And she'll end up messing up your chances too, sweetie, because you're just around that type of company. Yes, guilty by association, not just based on someone judging you for being around that person, but they'll literally kind of warp your outlook on men. They'll warp your outlook on love, marriage, having children, you name it. They'll have you become even more transactional in your thoughts about men, just based on a lot of their failed marriages, failed relationships, failed attempts of marriage, failed attempts of relationships. Now they're contempt of those attempts. Huh? Yes, and they'll put that on you. Don't be around those type of gals, ladies, if you're trying to better yourself, up your score, not up the bodies, right? Like that particular chick is doing. Yeah, it's never too late. Excuse me. It's never too late, but that type of chick will always be ignorant, right? Yet always ranting, especially about what she don't or won't do. You know what? Broke people do that too. Broke people always ranting about everything. That's wrong. Not trying to make anything right. Broke people always talking about what they don't or won't do, or not going to do, or don't want to do. Broke people do that too. As I said earlier, it's not always about what you see or what one sees. It's more about what you don't see or what they don't see. Let's talk about it. So when it comes to this credit, the credit score, they're looking at your credit score and they're like, yeah, I ain't approving you. I'm not going off potential. But see, that potential is part of what you don't see, but you actually see. You sense it. You can tell, maybe kind of give a person give them a little week, give them a little trial, give them a little conversation, give them just a little window to let you see what they're made of, right? Because it could potentially work out. Intention, right? The potential, but based on one's true intentions. You'll know, but you got to go with the flow. Like, that's what a certain man thinks about in regards to the feminine's redemptive qualities. Now, of course, in the manosphere, they're not going off a woman's potential. Nah, they ain't doing that. They're like, nah, I'm not simping. I ain't going off her potential. Oh, she got to be right out the gate. And she can't be late. She got to be pretty much being almost clean slate, right? Well, you're trying to get approved for a car and you got a low credit score. You obviously not clean slate. You probably showed up there late to get the car or the home. Who knows? But it has to be a certain person that says, hey, you know what? There's something I could considerate, right? Some places will accept the cash, as Unique talked about earlier. You know, some people will accept you paying a little more than most people before, just because, you know, on paper it says, hey, you know, you're just not good enough. But if you feel things are different and you can put out a little more just to show you are really about that life, by all means. And so, ladies, I encourage you all, show a real man, not a typical male. Show a real man that you are about that life and you are about his life, right? Because that's what's been lost in translation as well as communication and relation. You said Unique. Yes, like who cares about what one says? They won't, it will not do, because that's the case. Just be single, because that person is single for a reason. They are difficult to deal with talking like that. Yeah. Yeah. If it really comes down to that, a lot of people just need to end up single. A lot of people. And you know, some people are using biblical references of that, given, I guess, the Apostle Paul talked about sometimes in these days it's probably better to be single. But he was talking about that time back then. But I guess if you're talking about now, it better be similar to that time back then. If you think it's really that chaotic and catastrophic, I guess that could also be part of this topic. No. Yeah, for some people though. I'm not speaking for myself personally, but I guess for some people. You said also Unique. Love credit score decreases. The feminine using money as a monetary placeholder. Oh yeah, a lot of them do that. They use that placeholder in a man's life. They try to bribe a man. Oh yeah, some girls be bribing. They do be bribing. They definitely do. Oh yeah, facts. You also said love credit score also is trying to focus only on self when you have someone that wants to be with you and work with you, but you want to work on self and leave or come back later on to the man. Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly. That credit score decrease. That definitely is a credit score decrease. And tell that to a credit lender. Tell that to someone giving you a loan that, hey, you want to like go halfway in this loan and then drop out. Now you're default. Now you have a past due balance. Yeah, you have a past due balance. Maybe you might have put a financial placeholder there as far as paying off the loan, but they don't want you back because they like, yo, you were inconsistent with your payments. You got really behind. You ended up incurring a lot of interest. You know, the opposite of real interest. So with the man, it's different. Like, you know, in the credit world, obviously you incur interest upon not staying on top of your payments. With the man, it's more or less like he loses interest upon you staying on top of his penis. Just playing. But no, you're not staying on top of being around him. That's what I mean. You know, so you're not staying on top of being with him. He loses interest. Where in the credit world, a bad decision can increase interest. Ladies, in the world of love, a bad decision can make a man lose interest. Keep that in mind. Whew, let's go. You said also Unique. Love credit score increases. Never give up and make it work continuously, even though when times seem rough and tough. And yeah, they'll talk about that in the credit world. They know that we live in a volatile system. You're working 9 to 5s, paycheck to paychecks, right? So you know you're trying to stay on top of your payments. Usually, a lot of the best loans, best things as far as helping you to get back on your feet financially are those with less interest rates and less rates of pay. They give you enough time to make a payment, right? So places like that really help with people trying to get back into financial literacy as well as better financial integrity. People that basically give them time to do things, right? So ladies, the right man will what? Give you time. He'll have you take your time with him. He's patient. Patience is a virtue. So the man that's patient with you, you need to be patient with him. Don't leave him as he has not left you, right? So he's approved you already to be around him. So why leave him now? Even though, there's some things we got to deal with, we got to address, we got to deal with some things in order to get you right back on track. But I'm doing this out of love, not out of hate, not out of being judgmental. Some gals can't handle that. Some of them will still see it as like them getting their feelings hurt. But a certain man will try to come off as genuine as possible. And maybe she might be mad, but maybe she might come back through like, well, I appreciate your honesty. And I know you're talking to me out of love. You only want the best for me. And you only want the best with me. Yeah. And you're not trying to get the best of me, right? Not like that either. You said, Unique, it's ironic though is what's ironic though is people are preaching to be single so much nowadays, right? No one wants to what? No one want what? No one wants to, man, try saying that in a tongue tie. Try saying that in a tongue tie. It's like nobody wants to take accountability. No one wants to give each other credit. Yeah. Yeah. See? Guys don't want to give a woman credit. A lot of gals don't want to receive a man's credit he's trying to give her, let alone reciprocate that back to him. You said also Unique. Love credit score decreases throwing stones when your house is made of glass. Oh yeah. So for the person trying to get right, they're there trying to get certain things worked out with their credit. They're bashing the people that are trying to do things for them. Now, I can see if there was some finesse involved where she gets around a guy and then he throws upon her another stipulation that he didn't make clear from day one, right? And I guess in this case of what I mean by stipulation, ladies, if he likes you, he likes you, right? You need to talk to him about you, let him know about you, and then let him determine if that's what he likes. But if he likes you, he likes you. A lot of that other stuff is not going to matter as long as it's not too outrageous. For a man that just understands being around a woman, a man is simple. If he likes you, he likes you. It's that simple, ladies, right? But it's the other guys that if they have these other hidden stipulations, hidden fees, yes, hidden fees, that hidden down payment you weren't aware of. Not saying you literally have to give this dude a down payment, but I'm just saying you see some things, that got you feeling down by some of the things he's now saying. Like, but yeah, you gotta talk to him. You gotta be as transparent as you can with him as possible. I know some things take time. You've been through a lot, but it's like when you're trying to get a new loan or a new vehicle, they're going to look up your credit report. So, there's no hiding. Okay. So with the man that's not trying to seem insecure by trying to look you up, right? Online, right? Just be transparent with him because he's going to know later if you're lying or not based on your actions. He might not know much about you, but he knows about you based on how you're moving out here. He kind of knows that you're not being honest based on how you're moving out here. Yeah. So you also said this, Unique. Love credit score decreases getting therapy by herself by not trying to work simultaneously with the man. So in other words, she's being selfish, especially when she lacks empathy and not holding herself accountable, basically. Yeah, a lot of that goes on to a lot of gals. They, on the side, they work on their redemptive qualities with third and fourth parties. So meaning like you got this dude trying to like help you get this car, like meaning like let's say she's actually at a car dealership, but a lot of people be like, yeah, I see what your quote is. Let me get back with y'all. I'm gonna check out some other quotes. Get back with y'all. And you know you never heard from them again, right? But in this case, what I mean is, let's say, hypothetically speaking, you got approved for that car, right? So halfway within you getting the car, whatever the case is, on the side, you just decide, man, I'm gonna just go ahead and check out this other car dealership, and I'm gonna kind of leave this payment here on limbo. They might even try to repo this car, but I'm gonna kind of leave the car sitting over here, even though I committed to this car. But I just want to find a better deal. I want to find a better way out of this situation on the side, right? A lot of gals do that. A lot of gals do that. Hate to say it. So I can see where the statement comes from, Unique, because it does happen. A lot of gals don't want a man's intervention, even though she made that commitment to him, and he's trying to, be there for her in different ways, and she chooses to go to third parties, fourth, fifth parties, other family members, whoever. Like, she chose to go that route instead of trusting in that man's supervision because she had too much superstition. Yeah, not enough conviction either, right? On her part, not enough of that. But yeah, a lot of what she's convinced about this man, a lot of false convictions towards him, not towards herself, right? That's another thing. But yeah, even with all that said, like, as I've also said before, I'll talk about the man's love credit score later down the road. But in regards to the feminine, with her, it's about her man, not her men, right? So what I mean by this in regards to her love credit score, what I mean is, ladies, for you to have redemptive love credit score is about your man, the man that's in your life. It's not about all these other men, these many men, not just many or several men, but these many men, these little minuscules. Get it? Minuscules, men, minuscules. They're minuscule to the real man that's trying to not ridicule you, right? He's trying to redeem you, right? Hey, what's good, Perfect Tommy? Good to see you once again, family. Yeah. So that's what this is about, ladies. So for a lot of y'all that been out there, it's going to come a time when you're going to have to, get real serious about life. Don't wait too long, because, hey, your love credit score ain't going to get that much better, just like your credit don't get better. After so long, they're going to consider you what? Fraudulent. So ladies, after so long, even in regards to love, people are going to consider you fraudulent. In different parts of the world, they call these type of gals untouchable, right? And not just from a judgmental standpoint, but just from an observational standpoint. You got some people out here, they be like, yo, once a hoe, always a hoe. Or, yo, that's community property, man. You in love with her, bro. That's community property. You in love with the community. What you talking about? What you mean? You love her, bro? She's community property. She's everybody box. What are you talking about? Ladies, don't end up like that. You're talking about you don't want a man to own you, but in essence, you become community property anyway. Quite the irony. Woo! Let's go. Let's go. But yeah, it's funny how a lot of chicks claim that they don't need a man, but they still come to a man's quote institution basically for solutions, not realizing how institutionalized she really is for that particular typical female not trying to be a real woman in a real man's life. Okay. These other quote institutions got a lot of those type of chicks thinking that they don't need a man, but they can't fight their natural urges. They still want to call one. They call Tyrone to make her moan. So what do you mean you don't need a man? If nothing else, you still need Tyrone to make you moan, right? It ain't the same. You just like, yo, I can't keep doing that on my own. I need Tyrone to make me moan, right? Yeah, I'm just saying. So it is what it is. You said, Unique, again, love credit score decreases when the woman leaves, but causes emotional distress to the man, thinking she could come back when she think the coast is clear to do so. Oh yeah, like he's just gonna like suck it up. He'll be all right. Kind of like what Cameron said in the rap song. Ninjas get shot every day, B. You'll be all right. You tough, right? Cameron's voice. A lot of girls think that about a lot of guys after they walk out of his life. being parasites. They can move on, but they can move on back into his life at any given time, you know, thinking, oh, he'll be all right. He'll be all right. He tough. He'll get over it. His heart, you know, I ain't worried. Y'all talking about heartbreak. He a man. What do men know about having a broken heart? He a grown man. Like grown men not supposed to have broken hearts. See, and that's what I be wanting to talk about, man. Like that gets on my nerves. No one's talking about a man's heart. I'm gonna talk about it. Even these guys don't want to talk about a man's heart. Bro, your heart's been broken. That's why you don't want to talk about it. See, I could talk about it because I've come to accept about what my heart is and how it's been broken. These guys walking around with broken hearts. I've been dealing with my heart that's been broken. There's a difference, right? So I could talk about it. So a lot of guys that are talking out here like they tough and yeah, man, man, F that hoe. You know what I mean? Like boom, all that, yo, you know, don't get in your feel. Bro got a broken heart. Speaking from a broken heart, bro. It is what it is. Stop the cap. Yeah. But see, getting back to what I just said about a lot of these gals that deny these masculine institutions for solutions, like, you know, like I said, she'll still want to call Tyrone to make her moan. You know, a lot of those type of gals still show up to these institutions like they know it all or they know what they're doing. Try that with a credit lender. Yes, try that with a credit lender or someone trying to give you a loan. No matter what the loan is for. In this case of a man, sweetie, he's not trying to give you a loan. He wants you to come along. But he's quick to leave you alone after so long you continue to prolong certain things. Let me repeat that. In regards to the man, sweetie, he's not trying to give you a loan. He wants you to come along. But he's quick to leave you alone after so long if you continue to prolong things. In regards to your love credit score, he's trying to give you credit, but you continue to debt it. See? He's trying to give you credit, but you continue to debt it. Yes, make sure y'all like the video for sure. See, now these guys that make a lot of these gals 304, because we're going to get to that, you know, guys that make gals into whores, right? Not just the hoes, but the whores. These guys that make females 304, they're the ones giving out loans. And speaking of rent, since Unique brought up the rental earlier, like I said, these guys that make females 304, they're the ones giving out loans. And you also have others who would rather rent instead of own. Meaning in this case, making her his own rib. Like, sweetie, he ain't even trying to make you his rib, his own rib. Nah, he just wanted a baby back. He just wanted to break your back, baby. Hopefully this live made sense to some. Maybe this live didn't make sense to others. But to the others that this live made sense to, make sure that y'all hit that like button, especially those listening to this on the replay. If you like this type of content, definitely know that there's more in store. So make sure that you subscribe, share this live, as well as my other content. Just go into my archives, aka the playlist that consists of a lot of different topics. Okay. Make sure that you tell somebody about yours truly, Reality XM. All right. Hit that notification bell so that you get all of my content in real time. And no matter what it looks like out there, it's only going to get better from here. As long as, ladies, you continue to improve your love credit score. And make sure y'all check out the previous live stream to this one. For those listening to this on the replay, like I said earlier, go into the description section, check out the previous live stream to this one about her love credit score. For everybody else in the chat or in the clouds, Go into my playlist, live streams from yours truly, and you shall see the previous live stream there. Okay. So definitely on to something. I was actually going to put this live stream out on IG, but to be honest, I don't be wanting to be on IG for like an hour doing a live stream. So I said, let me just do it here on YouTube, right? I just like to max out for live streams on IG at like 30 minutes on tops. You said, unique. The love credit score decreases, the feminine making difficult, making things difficult for the man to get in contact with her, like blocking his number, but she's still able to, you know, reach him. He can't reach her, but she can reach him. Yeah. Narcissistic. They call that the hovering effect. You know, narcissists hover. They do this thing called hovering, right? So instead of recovering things with the man, she rather hover him, right? Yeah, it's deep. It's deep. And so what do people do when they realize, hey, I'm not worthy of getting a car from this man, this dealership. I'm not worthy of getting this house. I don't, you know, yeah, they gave me a shot. They gave me a job. They hired me. I just continue to quit and mess up and get fired. And what do? They still go back to those jobs, those car dealerships. They go back and check out that job that fired them or that they quit and walked out on, right? No call, no show. They'll go back to that car dealership that they didn't get approved by or they got the car repoed from, right? They'll go by, they'll check on that place, see how it's been doing. They doing good. Life goes on. The show goes on without you. This is no game. Got to go on without you. Didn't want it to be this way. You made it this way. So for the ladies that want to make things better, make this a better way for others to want to live by, because that's what we need more in these times. That's what men would love to see more in these times. A woman that just wants to be better right by him, and he wants to give her credit for that. Keep that in mind, y'all. And thanks a million for stopping by. About to go back out to the mothership, blasting off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.